That's a legit bucket.
Nice butt cushion, huh? Hey everyone, Larry Chen here. Today we're going to do something different. We're actually going to build a sim setup. I've always wanted to get into sim driving and sim racing. The learning curve for entry is pretty steep. There's so much you need to know in terms of the chassis, the wheel, the pedals, the whole system, and then of course there's the computer. Tyler's here to help me because I'm a dummy when it comes to this stuff, and he's actually loading Assetto Corsa right now.
I'm dropping years of content into this computer. I've been driving for a while. My setup is very Fisher Price, and now we're getting a little bit more legit.
Yeah, so we have two computers that we're setting up. This is actually my desktop from MSI. This is actually what I'm going to be using for day-to-day editing, but we're just going to load all this stuff on here right now. As you can see, it is brand new, and we just turned it on for the first time. First thing we're doing is putting Assetto Corsa on it. What I'm really excited about is we're actually partnering up with SimMagic. They actually sponsored a couple Formula Drift drivers as well as Formula Drift. They sponsor João Barrion, they sponsor Frederick Osbo, Jonathan Castro, and our really good friend Ryan Littoral. They actually train on the sim before they actually go to these tracks, just to get a feeling of what it's like to drift these tracks. Even if they've never been there before, it is just like you've driven there many hours. And they are making it as easy as possible for individuals like me who are into cars, who want to get into sim racing, but I have no idea what I'm doing. So they're actually creating a system that is easy as possible to use. SimMagic sent us two separate setups. We have two different pedal sets, two different steering wheel bases. We have a couple different steering wheels. This one is interesting in that Tyler's actually going to use this, but he actually has a Grip Royal wheel. But this allows you to still have the controls and all of that. For my setup, I'm going to have two different types of wheels. I'm going to have one for grip driving or racing, and then I'll have one for drifting, which should be cool. So by the end of this, hopefully we can have two completely separate setups running so we can actually run doors. I think that'll be so much fun.
We're building a track meet.
All right, so all the plastic is off. I foresee this being a three-part project. Right now, we're just gonna use the Extreme Sim Racing simple setup just to get started. Extreme Sim Racing is a distributor for SimMagic in the US, but they also make a bunch of different things. So eventually we'll get a legit full aluminum extrusion chassis, just like what Tyler has over there. That'll be step 2. And I think step 3 will just take it to the next level. I really want to add motion. I think, of course, it's a little bit gimmicky, but it is so much fun because I've had a chance to try out some motion rigs, and it is just such a different feeling when you're actually behind that rig and it's moving you around all crazy. It's so much fun. So definitely looking forward to that.
And it's tightening things.
It is surprisingly light. Let's see how. Oh, very comfortable. Let's open one thing at a time.
Yeah, it's just take one.
What? Wait, this actually has fluid in it?
Yeah, dude, these ones are sick.
Dude, this is ridiculous. That's the difference about SimMagic versus a lot of other companies. Like, look at this. This is all machined aluminum. Like, how nice is this? This honestly looks like a stainless steel braided line out of an actual car. Yo. Tuning springs?
Mm-hmm.
This is cool. This is so neat. Look at this. Incredible. Look how nice this piece is. Oh, look at this. This is like a shock, and you can adjust the strength. Almost done with the pedal box setup. It looks so good. And now I'm just putting on the pedals. The crazy thing about this setup is there's so much adjustability in every single way. It works. Handbrake. No way.
Yeah, one flip of the switch and you've got H pattern or sequential.
That is so simple.
So nice.
Handbrake. Oh, this is nice. Okay. So this is a pullback style.
But it can be switched easily to a pull-up style.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all you gotta do
Oh,
is...
you just flip this around.
Yup.
Really?
Alright, let's throw it on there.
Okay, we got shifter and handbrake in. It's starting to look like a sim rig. Minus the wheel. We gotta open the wheel now. The Big Johnny Alpha U. This will break your arm if you don't treat it properly.
This will break your arm.
That's why it even has a stop button. You know?
Sick.
That is crazy. Yo, this is heavy. Whoa, look, 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 look. I'm generating electricity. So we have a pretty cool curved monitor. This is actually made by MSI. And you're actually gonna be able to mount this on here. This is traditionally used for like a smaller TV, but to be able to use like an actual computer monitor that's high refresh rate and high resolution is going to be great.
Wow. Damn. All right, so we need to put a wheel up here.
Yeah, okay, wheel. This is so sick. Nice. These paddles are just so nice. We're so close. We have to wire everything up, get the MSI computer mounted to the back, get the keyboard here. I guess, yeah, everything is almost there. Just kind of have to adjust it to my seating position, and then we can start playing. So this is the set that Tyler's going to be using on his rig, and this actually comes pre-assembled. Whoa! That is so cool!
You could have that if you wanted, sir.
Shoot. That's nice. I like how big the brake pedal is.
Yeah, here's the
This
Alpha
is
Mini.
the Alpha Mini wheel that Tyler's going to be using on his rig.
This one's got half the power of the big guy, but more than enough for me. Wow. Is it quite as heavy? Oh, yeah. Oh, wow.
That's
Mine's half the size, but still very
really
heavy.
So while Tyler is putting his together right now, it's looking good. He's doing a right-hand drive setup because most of the cars that he's driving in Assetto Corsa are right-hand drive, but also he wants to have more practice and be proficient at right-hand drive. I, on the other hand, still need to practice driving left-hand drive, but everything is all plugged in. It looks like a rat's nest. I know everything is all over the place, but I just want to plug it in to turn it on and make sure it all works and do our initial drive. It's lighting up. We got lights.
Nice.
Got lights on the monitor. Gotta love MSI. Everything glows all the time. All right, so I'm gonna start it up for the first time. You ready for this, Tyler?
Let's go.
Look at
Let's
this.
go. Oh,
I'm so
happy.
excited.
Oh,
This is such a long time coming.
Yeah, I've been dying for this.
Moment of truth. Let's see. Look how cool this PC is. Look at this. It has a screen in front. Oh, here we go. The Meg Trident X2. All right, I think this is it.
Wow. This is tight. So,
so cool.
in my real car, my shifter's a little bit closer to my steering wheel, obviously on this side, but I think that I can fine tune this just the littlest bit and get it there. Also, I feel like that's not that bad.
First time sitting in the seat with everything powered up. So now I'm going to SimMagic's website to download their Sim Pro Manager 2. So a couple things, definitely need to move the monitor lower. There's some adjustment there, but I just want to start driving and see how it is.
All right, you got steering now, hit the gas pedal.
Might have to change that because I'm gonna hit that by accident. Oh, this is interesting. Well, I should probably just try to do that first.
That's why I told you to come over here. Honestly, what you should do first is grip drive.
Right. To get used to it.
Yep.
Here we go. Tyler's gonna jump on. I had the hardest time trying to do even one lap in this thing. So. Damn, you showed me up, bro.
Definitely need third gear right there. Oh. A little bit more left foot brake too.
Our buddy Chris is here to the rescue because I'm having the biggest issues in that I can't get it to relate to a real car. Maybe that's something that you have to explain.
It's all about the tuning, the software, and fine tuning it the way that you feel what the car should feel like to you. And honestly, in Assetto Corsa, a lot of the mods that are in the game, some of them are really bad, but then you can find some really good ones too. So it's fine tuning the cars, fine tuning the software for the wheelbases, pedals, and everything like that.
And this is kind of the interesting thing about this era of sim racing and sim driving. It's still very amateur in that, like, we're using this software, Assetto Corsa, that's modified beyond imagination.
Oh yeah,
right? It's not even a resemblance of what it originally was.
No, not at all. I think this came out in like 2010, and it's just been open modded ever since. And for how far along it's come, it's quite amazing. Like some of the graphics you can download, the filters and everything. Oh man, in VR, I just downloaded this like new pure filter. The immersion I get from just that alone, oh, it's so crisp, it's so clean.
For you, when you set it up for your style of driving,
Yeah.
does it get pretty close to what it is for you for real life?
Oh, absolutely. I have mine dialed in for like what I like. I try to go back to like, typical S13 type feelings because that's my favorite type of car to drift. But, I've had BMWs, I've had 350Zs, I've got a 370Z now, and, can hop
Tyler's already shredding.
Yeah.
He got it all down. How close does this feel to what you normally drive?
I mean,
And he's driving right-hand drive.
yeah, this is what's different here. I've got the right-hand drive set up this time, so we're getting comfortable over here. Wheel work, it's all the same. It just feels so much better than the Fisher-Price wheel I was using before. This wheel feels incredible smooth. The resolution, like I feel all of it there. Like the resistance is fantastic. There's no like, cause what I used to use was like gear driven, right? Like
Belt-driven.
But also,
Belt-driven.
also what you used to use, the wheel was tiny, right?
Yeah, so this is my first time on a sim with like a legit like actual wheel. Like this is a 350 mil versus like the Fisher Price wheel I was using could fit inside of this wheel. Like
So these are our new P1000 paddles, and instead of having like a spring, resistance on the brake, we developed these little bushings or polyurethane
Oh, that's cool.
or rubber, and they're stackable, so you can adjust the different type of hardness that they actually,
So this is like a true load cell pedal.
There's a load cell and there's a Hall sensor, so you have the option to choose between it in settings. And we actually are getting ready to release a hydraulic adapter, so you can have a canister to make it hydraulic as well, which it would still include these, but I recommend for like a softer filling, like something. Sorry.
This is cool because it actually comes with all of these, depending on what kind of car you're trying to simulate. I guess, right?
Yeah, and there's like there's a sheet with different combinations that they recommend and all that stuff.
so right now what we're trying to do is make this brake pedal a lot softer because it was quite stiff for me.
Yeah, I'm running the all black rubber bushings on mine, and I think that's a little bit better. Right now you're running the base settings that SimPro comes with. Again, like I said, it's all about fine tuning to what your needs are or your preference. It's really subjective because like I know so many different sim drivers that have different settings.
Right.
I've posted up my settings before and people are like, oh, I love them. I leave the force feedback at 100% and I detune the force feedback on the actual in-car inside the game. So I drop that down. There's also settings that you have to mess with them in Assetto Corsa as well, and Content Manager makes that pretty easy. But
So then, yeah, let's go over these settings real quick. This is so interesting to me because this is legitimately the first time we're setting this up. So force feedback all the way up.
Yeah.
Smoothness, are you changing that?
Yeah,
Is it leaving that at 2?
I'm gonna go down to 75 for that.
Wheel rotation speed 75.
Are you used to real quick steering, or do you like to feed the wheel yourself?
I'm more used to
Quick steer.
it kind of doing it itself.
It's
Like,
self-centering.
yeah, so like my 350Z is pretty basic.
Okay.
And it centers itself pretty easily. I'm not used to doing it myself yet. Maybe eventually, but right now I'm kind of letting the car do it.
Yeah.
Pretty much mostly.
Okay.
Yeah. So then,
So
like
the wheel speed, the wheel rotation speed, that will mess with that, with how fast it
Okay.
goes back and forth.
So that's 75.
Yeah. Feedback detail, this is kind of gives you like some of the movement of like what the car's doing in a sense.
Yeah. What's so funny?
I knew that this had too much power for me, so I turned it down to 50% power and 5 newton meters torque, and then I turned it back up 10 newton meters, 100% force feedback, and it's just impossible.
Oh yeah. Well, so you've got the Alpha Mini over there.
Yeah, I've got
this
the
is the
Minis.
Alpha U. This is like 23 newton meters max,
Which
which
is-
I've noticed you guys already detuned it to 10, which is great because I would have done the same exact thing. On this.
When would you actually need the 23? Because it would break your arm.
It would definitely break your arm. I don't think you need the 23. It's more for like the detailed feedback in that sense when you're running it that high, so you can get the finer details of the roads and the bumps and the curves and all that type of stuff as well.
I see. Okay, so is 10 a pretty good?
10 is fine to set this peak torque
Right.
at,
Yeah.
which is what we're doing right now.
Yeah.
But in game, we're gonna actually turn down the cars to probably like anywhere between 20 to 30 on this wheelbase.
Got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
On mine, which one? How
On
far?
yours, I would probably go like between 45 to 55.
Alright, I'm gonna set it at 50 and see how
Maybe you might even be go 40. Depends on the car. Because the thing is, with different car packs, some of the different car packs have a different rotation speed as well as like a force feedback. Some cars run Y-Swap, some cars run B-knuckle type setups.
It's crazy to me that it's that detailed.
Yeah.
So then, what else? Everything else is pretty much.
So let's center your wheel. Obviously.
Okay.
You run. What kind of angle kit do you run in your car?
GK Tech, but like stock knuckles, but GK Tech like so 65 degrees.
We'll keep
about.
it. We'll keep it at 900 for now.
Okay.
When I first hopped on this 3-4 years ago, I kind of struggled a bit, and I started off with the easy cars, and I slowly like kept progressing, and I've been doing it now for 3 years or whatever, and you know I think I've got it down to science for myself at least.
Well, so I watched Jonathan Castro, I watched Frederick Osbo get on the like pro cars,
Yeah.
and also on the track that we were at. That was in Evergreen Speedway.
Yes.
It blew my mind the precision that they had right away. I mean, they just threw it in just like they did in real life maybe 15 minutes ago, because it was right after qualifying.
Yeah.
You know, so Freddie, being super high in points, was the last person to go. And then he literally jumps onto the sim and does the same thing, you know, in the same car pretty much.
Yep.
That's kind of what blew my mind. And then I tried to do the same thing, and I couldn't even get through the first corner.
For somebody that doesn't know how to drift and they hop on this for the first time, you know, it's just like, in a sense, trying to learn how to drive on a real car. You kind of have to teach yourself what are the fundamentals of drifting, right? You know, counter steer, hand braking, clutch kicking, slipping the clutch, keeping the car up in RPMs. All those different types of things you still got to do. And some people, when they hop on this, they still have that mindset that it's just a video game, and so they try to treat it that way. And they don't. You have to think about it when you're coming on here. Use it as a tool for like what I would do in real life. Yeah, you might not notice the speed correlation or that sensitivity to trick your brain, but you know, with time, you can do it. Anybody can do it. My son drives on this. He's 10. He learned how to drive stick or manual just because of this, and it's pretty cool.
All right, let's see it. Oh, okay, right away. Okay. Man, making us all look bad. Jeez. So there's nothing wrong with the actual setup. Maybe your settings made it that much better. I don't know.
We'll try it out in a second.
Okay.
I think I might turn up the self-centering.
Really?
Again, like I said, I try to treat it like how I would a real car, and like try to do the same type of reaction and stuff. I like driving on VR a lot better
Than real life?
No. I love driving in real life.
VR, like VR headset.
But,
VR. Oh,
yeah, I like
VR.
driving in VR
Yeah.
versus monitors, because you can actually look around the track.
It's a lot easier to drive in VR, you think?
Yeah.
Okay.
Once you get comfortable inside of VR,
All right.
so now we just let that
Oh my god. He's killing it. Look at this guy. Doesn't matter. It's right hand drive, left hand drive, it don't matter. Jeez. That's not even fair.
I've been doing this a long time.
Yeah, I see that. What blows me away is 3 hours ago, all of these things were just in a bunch of boxes. Now I'm driving Apple Valley Speedway, one of my favorite tracks to drive in real life, the track that I learned how to drift on. And yeah, so it's so weird because like everything translates in terms of the corners and what I feel like should be coming up, but I don't know. It's still different. It still feels different. There we go. Chris is getting in. Now he just changed the settings. Oh, that looks like a great entry. Nice. Lots of smoke, lots of angle. I feel like, Chris, you drive kind of like me, not like super aggressive on the clutch, very smooth, using a lot of good throttle. Not like a million clutch kicks in 5 corners.
On this car, it actually has a good amount of torque on it, so
Yeah.
you don't have to.
Some cars that don't have enough torque, you just have to clutch kick every 5 seconds or 3 seconds.
I'm constantly
Yeah,
slipping the clutch.
Got it. Nice. Oh, backwards, basically. Okay. All right, I need more practice. So it does feel more like my car, but the visual, it's hard for it to translate.
Yeah, that's what takes practice, really.
Right.
You're training your eyes in a Assetto Corsa, and then you're training your hands.
What I like to do is I like to turn off the wheel and the hands, so you don't even see those.
Yeah. Can I do that?
You want me to do that? Yeah, I could do that.
I don't want to see the wheel of that.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we've been shredding for like 10 minutes straight, I am dripping in sweat. So it really is a serious workout. Like I could see salt crystals forming now on my shirt. Oh my God, it's so hot. But what were you saying, Tyler?
We need to go drive some toge roads, sir.
Okay, I think it's time for us to at least try to do like one corner of tandem.
Oh, you want to? All right, let's go on.
Let's try. How do we do this?
All right.
Hey, thanks for watching. If you want to support us directly, go to larrychenprints.com. I print and sign every single one of these. This is the perfect gift, or it's the perfect piece of art for your wall.